Hi, everyone. It's Dr. Arlene Dijamco here with Dr. Jim Gaydos. We are the co-founders of the Dig On series, exploring consciousness through osteopathy. And we are so happy to see how much interest there is in consciousness in osteopathy and being able to explore the dimensions in how we approach treatment. We've heard from so many osteopaths from all over the world, and we've taught part 1 of our course, Sensing and Releasing Emotional Shock, 2 times now. So January and then in August was in Burlingame, California. And we will be in Vancouver, British Columbia next month, November 3 through 5. So there is still time to join us. We have just a handful of slots left, and we're just really so happy to be able to share with you in this way. And
yes, I'm looking forward to seeing everyone in Vancouver, British Columbia, this November 3 to 5 for part 1 plus of Sensing and Releasing Emotional Shock,
that's
which
right.
is a new and expanded version that we've put together for our students.
We keep listening to all the feedback, and we heard that you want more time to share, to discuss what you've experienced. And so we've built that into this 1 plus, and so expanded our course a bit. And just to summarize what this first course is about, is we are helping osteopaths sense and perceive the emotional body, just as you would bone, fluid, and membrane. And when you can do that, it really helps to deepen and add efficiency to your treatments. And that is at any level. So it can be any specialty. You can be a new osteopath, you can be a student, or you can be a seasoned osteopath having practiced for decades or more. We've seen osteopaths come from all over and from all different levels, all different backgrounds, which to me it really adds to the richness of the course experience, to be able to see how different people experience and perceive things, and then to be able to share with one another so that we can add to those facets and dimensions that we're able to see, because everyone has ways that they perceive things naturally. And then if you add to that the ways other people perceive things naturally, you start to expand your perspective to include all of these other facets. And it's really been remarkable.
Yes, it has. We've had a lot of positive feedback from our um, students in terms of how they're looking at some of these topics in a whole new light they hadn't seen before, both from the embryology and also from the lab perspective in sensing and releasing emotional shock.
Oh, and I mean, Jim, I just love the way you talk about embryology, because he really brings it alive for you. And he's, using the work of Dr. Blechschmidt. And I know some of that writing can be so dense, but then the way that you're able to unpackage it for people, and then we make it into this experiential, where you don't just learn it and understand it cognitively, but you really get to feel it and experience it.
Yes, well, Dr. Blechschmidt, the late Dr. Blechschmidt, in his writings has remained still very popular worldwide with osteopathic physicians and as well as biodynamic practitioners. So it is still a vital work that needs to be disseminated. And in this sharing that we'll provide in Vancouver, I want to go more into the research and writings of Dr. Blechschmidt in describing how the ontogenetics, or the individual formation of the body, is the foundation of human anatomy, and how its components, the biokinetics and biodynamic movements of the embryo, are as well the foundation for human differentiation.
I mean, it's really been so much fun, and this is our first year of offering these kinds of courses, and to be able to see all the feedback that we've been getting on how people have been able to integrate the concepts into their practice is really been beautiful. And for me, it's you can see it as an art because we're really teaching concepts. It's not about techniques. And the way we teach concepts is that we layer your experience and we let you experience things over and over and over again, but in slightly different ways, so that you really start to get a deeper understanding of it. And I mean, I I can't say enough about this course. And this is just part one. So with part one, you will start to be able to perceive the emotional body. So far, everyone that has taken it has been able to do it without any problem, and we are here to help you. And if you feel like that it might be difficult for you, it is no more difficult than when you first learn to perceive the bone, fluid, and membrane. And if you feel like you already interact with the emotional body, but maybe aren't able to look at it as clearly as you could the physical body, that bone, fluid, membrane, then we get to fine tune your perception so that you can check on the emotional body in a safe and neutral from a safe and neutral perspective, just as you would the anatomy. So now we just add the anatomy of emotions, and it's really remarkable. We have part two coming up in January. This is going to be in my office in Roswell, Georgia, just outside Atlanta. And do you have the dates for those, Jim?
I have it as, I think, the last weekend in January for right now.
So, yes, January 19 through 21. That is a long weekend. And so we are going to expand on what we learned in part one. To me, it's all one course. So it's like it never really ended. We're going to continue exploring that emotional body, but we're going to add some more detail to it with the various organs, with putting more of the big picture together. We already had like this nice big picture of the whole body in part one, but we are going to fill in some details and questions that you might have. And we are going to also look at the Chapman's points and how that can affect the emotional body and how you can use that into your practice. And we'll also be delving into the mitochondria and generational trauma. So there's so many fascinating ways that we're going to be continuing in our sharing and our and experiencing.
Yes, this is really wonderful, Arlene. You know, not having a lot of experience in this myself, um, just moving into the metabolic field as the organ develops and having experiential of that, and then being taken into and shown the emotional body has been made a real change in my practice, where I'm getting deeper releases, faster releases, and patients seem like they're much more there's much more acceptance of what it is I'm doing, rather than um, being told that they're going to maybe release the emotional body and then they feel some hesitation about that. It just is very natural for them, and they have enjoyed it.
Well, I want to emphasize to osteopaths that you are more than just treating the musculoskeletal system. There is so much more, and you can help raise the bar of health and medicine and what we are able to help people with by adding these other dimensions to it. And again, it can be we stay in the ease, we stay in the stillness. So you'll see when if you come and attend our courses that we keep it very easy. So you're able to access what seems really subtle and deep, but in a way that feels completely natural. It's a feel good experience. So as people go through the days of the course, then I mean at the end they're just glowing because you get to live in the stillness and you get to be an expression of that. And so that's why you're in that ease. That's
Yes,
how
there
we
has been
approach
a
it.
real change by the end of the week with everyone sitting in stillness and letting the stillness do the work. It's been a beautiful experience for me and for a lot of the students that we've gotten a lot of positive feedback on.
And then I want to give you just a sneak peek of part 3. We don't have a date on that, but this is where it's all kind of building to, because as the name of our series is the Dig On series, exploring consciousness through osteopathy. We are going to delve deeper into consciousness. We're going to explore Edgar Cayce and osteopathy, and ways that Edgar Cayce described consciousness, including the anatomy in the body and how you can access that and help someone's whole being. So we are really body, mind, and spirit. But first, we need for you to have a foundation of being able to perceive the emotional body in a very safe and neutral way. Then, once you're able to do that, we are going to go even deeper and explore some more esoteric topics and concepts, including the spirit and the body and that connection of how you are this amazing human being. So we hope that you will join us at some point, and I'm so looking forward to one day announcing that part 3 and Edgar Cayce and osteopathy, because it's just so phenomenal. And every course like building up to that is also like, it just really kind of like blows things out of the water. I don't know how else to describe it. It's fully living, and I don't know how else to look at it, because this has just been my experience of osteopathy and my experience of life at this point. So I hope that you get to experience that too.
Yes, and we certainly look forward to your questions, any comments, and we look forward to seeing you. And please send your comments to the Dig On series at gmail.com, the Dig On series at gmail.com, because we'd love to hear from you in any way that you write to us.
Absolutely. Oh, and we did do a free Zoom on how to start and run an osteopathic practice. It has an amazing PDF. I think it's like 11 pages of just chock full of content and things that I wish I knew when I first started practice. And this is another way of exploring consciousness through osteopathy, because we would love for you to have a successful osteopathic practice. We would love for you to be able to help people in your way and share your unique gifts and share your love and consciousness. And we feel that by helping other people be able to meet themselves, their true essence and nature of who they are, and be able to express and share osteopathy in that way, that also explores consciousness through osteopathy. And you can
Yes.
get that from thedigonseries.com. Just go to courses and registration. You can sign up for free. So, well, thank you everyone for joining us here today. We just wanted to share a bit more about what we're doing and where it's going. And we
Yes,
love
and
being with you.
thank you for listening, and we look forward to hearing from you.
Take care.
Bye.